All right, y'all. So I just watched some of my review back, and I'm saying a couple things that don't make any sense and are inaccurate in regards to what happened on tonight's show. I'm sick. So I would suggest y'all take this review with several grains of salt. Several. Let's get to the review. Hey, what's going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and I'm here to do a review for, I was literally about to say Love at First Sight. To Have and to Hold Charlotte, Season 1, Episode 4. I'm not sleepy, but everybody in the house is asleep. So I was like, I gotta find somewhere to come and do this review at. On top of the fact that we're all sick. Tegan caught a cold earlier this week, and of course, she's been coughing all in my face, so I have it. Carmen has it, so apologize in advance for any sniffling, if I rub my nose, any of that kind of stuff. If it grosses you out, you probably shouldn't watch the video, okay? And then it's like when I'm trying to do a review, like right now, I feel like everybody can hear my voice just loud and clear, even though I'm not that loud. So, and I had to find somewhere to do the review at because the studio is upstairs across from Tegan's room, and I wanted to find somewhere that wasn't close downstairs to the bedroom. So I'm like, hey, dining room it is. And I'm like, why not? Because you got my paintings in the background, Hue 20 crowns, you know. I'll put a link down in the description if y'all want to see how I painted this one right here. It'll be down in the description. All right, let's talk about To Have and to Hold Charlotte. First, well, I guess fourth at this point, let me give a shout out to Juliana. Apparently there was a watch party tonight down at Sports One, which is the spot that Peter from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's one of his places here. So they were having a watch party tonight for the episode. I don't think it was for any particular reason other than just a watch party. But Juliana DM'd me and said that I should come through. And I felt like that was like an invitation to come to the watch party. And had I not been sick, I probably would have gone, you know? So I thought that was pretty cool. So I already told her thank you. So I'm just telling her publicly thank you for the invitation. And I told her, let me know if they ever do another watch party and maybe I can try to make that one. But I thought it might be weird for me to be there trying to take notes. I don't think I would be able to take notes because, anyway. I can only breathe out of one nostril, which is better than nothing. Y'all want to know a quick story before I get into this review? I used to be addicted to drugs. I used to be addicted to Afrin, the nasal spray. I will never forget the first time I tried Afrin, when I got that first hit. And both of my nostrils went from like this to like this, and I could smell like Tennessee from North Carolina. And on the Afrin bottle, it says you're only supposed to use it like once every however many hours. I ain't do that. I was using Afrin because it works for like 12 hours. So when them 12 hours is up, I all over again. And I was dead serious addicted to Afrin. I could not go without my nose being wide open. So I had to slowly wean myself off of it. And I'm just proud to say, like today, I'm like 5 years clean. Like 5 years clean of being on Afrin. You can overcome addiction. All right, so let's get into this episode. All right, that's enough. Whatever I'm doing, pitter-pattering. All right, so tonight's episode ends with the Spanksgiving party, so we'll do that last. We'll just kind of go through what everybody was going through as always. Try not to do a play-by-play. I just passed gas. Don't know if y'all could have heard it, but just in case if you did, excuse me. All right, so Alondrick. So, of course, last week, Elaine and Yondrick were not. Is the camera right here? Okay, yeah. Alondrick was not in attendance at Christine's pizza party. So, they debrief with, she debriefs with Tayati. She comes over and they talk about the pizza party, talk about everything that happens with Dr. Carl being invited, all the conversation about Divati's marriage. And we get to see that Elaine and Christine really don't see it for each other even more in this episode. I guess in the circle, they're the farthest away. I mean, I don't know if it's really a circle. Seems like it's more like of a line, but we'll see. But not Christine, not Tayati. Elaine says Christine lacks class. And I do so bad on my notes. I write stuff down with no reference point. But they just talk about the party, talk about, Tayati feeling not attacked, but, Elaine just saying, I got your back. Pretty much that's what the conclusion they came to. All right, we're moving on to the dinks. So D1 says he's shocked at what Christine said. For those who don't remember, in last week's episode, towards the end, I think it was, Christine said that she didn't think the issue was going to work out regarding Divati's nesting situation, that she didn't think it was going to work out. I didn't think that she actually said that at the party because I just didn't think somebody would be that bold to say that. But apparently she did say it at the party. And I think it was an unsolicited opinion. Yes, the floor was open to conversation about Divati, but I do think that part of your opinion could have been kept to yourself about what you didn't think was going to work, because essentially it doesn't really. Is my nose leaking? I think my nose might be leaking. Oh, this is so struggle-ish. Nobody asked her, okay? So D1 was just trying to tell her, hey, that wasn't cool of you. What else did he say? He was saying it wasn't her place, which it absolutely was. But Christine says, D2, Christine says she was offering her advice. Nobody asked for it, but she was offering it. All right, so, yeah, now my pit is itching. It's a lot going on right now. But Christine says she's a real person. I guess she feels like she got to keep it real, whatever. But I did like the fact that D1 was like, he gonna support you in the moment and reprimand you behind the scenes. Because I think that that's important in a marriage, that if you feel like sometimes your spouse is just out of line. But I think sometimes when you don't necessarily agree with something that your spouse is saying, it's better to address them in private than to address them publicly. So I could totally respect where he was coming from, and I think it made the most sense in that situation. We get more talk of them being child-free because D2's mom comes down from, I believe, New York. She's from New York, so this is around Thanksgiving, this episode. So her mom comes down from Thanksgiving, and they're just talking about how life is going for her in North Carolina. D2 is saying that she doesn't have a lot of friends. She doesn't have any close friends, that she hasn't really made any connections. I'm not really sure how long she's been here, but she says she doesn't really have a support system, that she doesn't get invited over to things. And I was getting the impression that she wants her mom to move down. Her mom wants I don't know if her mom doesn't have grandchildren, but her mom wants her to have children. That's probably going to be the main focus for them this whole season, is when you're going to have a child. And last I saw them on Instagram, she still ain't pregnant. So, clearly nothing has changed in these past 7-8 months. But Christine enjoys her child-free life. And I don't believe that Christine really wants children. I don't believe that she's going to have any children. Now, the reason for that could be something that is personal to them, which of course I would not speak on. But I think it all boils down to, at this moment in time when this show was filmed, she does not want children. And I totally can understand enjoying your freedom, because, once you have a child, things absolutely change. You can't do the things that you used to do anymore. And it's an adjustment period. But for me, in my opinion, it's an amazing adjustment period. It's the adjustment that I've always wanted. Having Tegan in my life has just, that little girl means so much to me. So I think it's just nothing like having children, whether you birth them or whether you adopted, whatever the situation is. I think having a child in your life who you're able to grow up and nurture them, I think is nothing like it. And yeah, you can enjoy your independent time, but once you have that child in your life, that independent time that you used to have is not going to mean the same that it did prior to that child. Excuse me, y'all. So that's that. So let's move on to Ursula. So also during this episode, we get to see, I think, the majority of everybody's Thanksgiving dinner. We saw Ursula's, Devadi's, Elaine. We didn't see Pashalana's Thanksgiving meal, and we did not see the Dink's Thanksgiving meal. I don't think we saw theirs. We saw her mom she was cooking with her mom, but we never saw like Thanksgiving. So one thing I noticed about Ursula, and it's funny to me, I'm gonna see if I can do it because my voice is not where I want it to be. That's why I couldn't sing at the beginning of the video. I love the way Ursula talks in her confessionals. The way I can't put my finger on who she reminds me of, but the way she talks is so funny because it is so it's right here. Then when she talks, it's just right here. Oh no, we're not doing that. I told Clinton that, dear, we're not gonna make those choices. We're gonna make sure we make the right choice. And she says it all with a smile. I think it's so funny the way she talks. I love it. All right, so we get to see her other daughter, Raven, who looks like she just spit her out. Her daughter, Emery, I don't really think looks like her, but her daughter, Raven, looks just like her. So for their Thanksgiving dinner, they're not having any meat. Well, that was her intention because I guess she's a vegan. I don't know if she's told us that in the past few weeks, but there was supposed to be no meat. But Mama Mary, Ursula's mama, said, we having turkey. And she brought turkey, even though everything else was supposed to be vegan. They had a vegan chef. That's what you do when you got money. You have a chef for dinner. For Thanksgiving dinner. So Ursula talks to Colin, and he asks her for her blessing. Pretty much everybody is down for Emery and Colin getting married except for Ursula, While she's having this conversation with Colin, Clinton comes over and, she is not wanting Emery to go down the same path that she went down. She was a mother early. She got married early, and she's trying to prevent that for Emery. But at the end of the day, Emery is obviously going to make whatever choices that she makes. And while I understand Ursula's desire to not have Emery go down that same path, she has to make her own decisions. And at the end of the day, she hopefully will. And, Ursula will just have to deal, as all parents do. But she was hitting Colin with that voice. I got to find the name of that voice. It's just that, oh no, you want my daughter's hand in marriage? No, we're not. No, I'm not giving her hand. I'm not giving you my blessing. She gave him her, did she give her the blessing? I don't remember if she gave the blessing. I don't remember. But this is what she said. What she needed, let me make sure I mention this. Ursula said that she needed a syllabus for what was going to happen in their relationship and in their marriage. And in this syllabus, she needed dates for when they were going to be meeting different life accomplishments. And paragraphed under those dates, she needed a detailed explanation about how those things were going to be happening in the syllabus of Emery and Colin's life. That is what she needs from Colin. So Colin's syllabus for Ursula, I believe, is due next week. So we're going to see if he turns in that assignment. She said she needed an outline, though. Sounded to me like she wanted a syllabus. But Ursula says, and I quote, "Love is like a flower. You don't pick it. You water it. You let it grow." I wish I could be full voice so I could really go there. All right. So Devadi, Tayati's grandfather comes down. She's really close to him because that's one of the only father figures she had in her life. She didn't say what did or didn't happen to her father, but he means a lot to her, and he is a huge supporter of their marriage. Not much happens with their Thanksgiving dinner, but she does get to talk to her grandfather later in the episode and explain to him everything that's going on. And she's a little concerned because she knows how much her father supports their marriage, how much he likes her husband. but the grandfather is supportive of the decisions that they've made. He says there's no point walking around life miserable, which I get. So that is a huge relief off of her shoulders to know that she has the support of her grandfather, because that means a lot to her. All right, moving on to Pashalana. They talked to, did they talk to somebody? I don't remember. I said they talked about the party and Christine. Okay, we can move on from that. So they decided they want to throw a party for everyone because they think everybody's a little stuck up and they want to get everybody a little loose. So it's supposed to be burlesque, Parisian themed. And they want to push people out of their comfort zones. And herein comes Spanksgiving. What is Spanksgiving? I'm not really clear what Spanksgiving is outside of like sex and Thanksgiving intertwined. Something like that. It almost seems like every episode is ending in a party. I think we've only had one that has not ended in a party. And I don't think I saw the metamorphosis sculpture this episode. Good job, you guys. All right, so he being Peter, meets with Elaine so they can come up with some drinks for the Spanksgiving party. So he likes to craft cocktails. Excuse me. So the first drink that they came up with, I think it was something with some strawberries or something, but it looked like a dirty smoothie. Like the color of it looked a little dingy, but you know, I think they liked it. He does talk to Elaine about his issues with Juliana. And, you know, I think Elaine pretty much says the same thing I said in that first or second video, that the boundaries is the issue. So that comes up later. So let's go ahead and move on to the Spanksgiving party. Not much happens during the party outside of some arguing and stuff. You know, Peter's always been talking about he wanted Juliana to get a man and, you know, kind of stay out of their situation. And she brings a man. She brings somebody by the name of Charles. What's his name, Charles? Was it Charlie or Charles? I think it was Charles. Peter is really happy that she brought Charles. He was very happy that she brought Charles. So the idea of the party was, I think it was supposed to be burlesque, which is like, you know, dressing sexy. So, okay. Tayati was very conservative in what she wore. Ursula and Elaine were pretty much on the same level with a corset and a wig. I think Elaine's wig needed a little more something. It looked a little dry. Who else? Juliana. I don't know if I really got a good look at what she had on, but I think she might have been in line with them because she had a whip. So, you know. And then Christine. Excuse me, because I think I just coughed some snot out of my nose. Hold on, y'all. Oh, my Lord. I'm almost done. So I'm thinking about having children. When they get sick, you might as well go ahead and just be prepared to catch it, too. And I always thought that being a teacher, my immune system, I thought my immune system would just be A1 by this point. I've been teaching this many years. Like, my immune system still sucks. All right, so Christine's outfit. It was really revealing, but D1 says he likes the fact that she turns heads because he'd rather she not. Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever works for you and your marriage. I mean, cool. Flytie and Jacinda were at the party. I don't even know if you could consider them friends to the show because as of right now, they haven't really had a significant part in the show. But I mentioned them in the first episode, but they were there. But nothing much really happened there. So let's see. Like I said, not a lot happened at the party. Clinton picks up Ursula, and I'm pretty sure he probably pulled something in his back. I was like, whoa, Clint. Okay, you're getting a little excited there. You're going to be hurting in the morning. But what he does do, excuse me, y'all. I am so sorry. Oh, my gosh. Gotta hurry up and wrap this up. What Clinton does do, what he does do is he apologizes to David for I guess, going a little bit too hard at the pizza party. He had a whole lot of opinions that he expressed at the party, so he apologized for that, which I thought was a good thing. Divide, they came together because they're still trying to keep up appearances, which, I mean, I guess that helps to keep the chatter down, but doing it on a reality TV show where you've already put out what your problems, I don't know if it really is going to do much of anything. So Elaine and Juliana, and I think Ursula over there, and they're having a conversation, and I guess Elaine has been drinking, and she said something to Juliana about Peter and Josh, and it upsets Juliana because she feels like that's none of her business. But the thing is, Peter is telling Elaine certain things. Peter is telling Elaine certain things about what's going on, and I feel like from what we've seen as viewers, he's telling Elaine the same thing he's told Juliana to her face, but I don't know if there's maybe more to it that we just don't know about, but it's almost as if Juliana was unaware of how Peter feels. So I'm not really sure exactly what's going on there, but I guess Juliana just doesn't like the fact that Peter is talking to other people about that. So she ends up leaving because she's upset. She's livid, to be exact. Christine brings shots over to Ty and Elaine as a peace offering for how she was acting at the pizza party. And, okay, I'm just gonna read these last sentences because I don't feel like trying to remember this stuff. Elaine asked how the party was. They said the party was shady. She didn't say. They start talking about what Christine said, and they're going back and forth. Elaine and Christine are arguing at the party. That's what's going on. I'm not going to be doing quotables right now because for whatever reason, whatever heck I typed just did not come out right. Y'all should be glad y'all got this review in the first place. I know it's trash, but just be glad you got it. Because, hey, I did my best. I did my best. So, look. I'm going to need y'all to rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't, share if you feel like it. I'm going to put that in the comments so y'all can see how I painted that. And I'm about to go on upstairs and lay it on down. And I'm enjoying the show. Let me also say that the show is not, it's not boring me. I'm still very pleased with having to hold Charlotte. I hope they get picked up for a second season. So what I think needs to happen more for this show is I don't feel like there's enough. I don't feel like there's enough promotion for this show. And I think it's going to be up to the cast and producers and all the people who work on this show to get the show out there a little bit more. Commercials are one thing, but when I look at the hashtag to have Charlotte, I feel like I don't see as much as I should see from the cast. There's 11 people on this cast, and I feel like y'all are not posting enough about your own show. Okay, let me just say that. When I look at the hashtag, like if I'm going to be on a reality TV show and I wanted to get picked up, Lord forgive me for killing that bug, and I wanted to get picked up, I'm going to be just posting with the hashtag in it just to get more stuff out there. And it almost seems like it's not a lot. Like that could be a own network thing. That could be a y'all thing. Could be a contractual obligation thing. I don't know. But I just need y'all to post a little bit more. I don't follow anybody, but I do, scroll through everybody's pages every now and then. So, but the show is good. I mean, I'm pleased. It's cool. It's a good show. It's not making Charlotte look bad, which is, thank God for that. We got to counteract the real side chicks. So, yeah, keep it up. I hope y'all get picked up for a second season, though. All right, I'm about to go because my nose is like faucet on. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.